You're listening to Track Talk with the RacinBoys, brought to you by McCarthy Chevrolet in Olathe, or visit them online at McCarthyChevyKC.com.
Welcome back. I'm Kirk Elliott. Troy Harrison sitting in. Scott will be rejoining us here in just a few minutes from now. But one of the major NHRA drag racing events of the entire year is going on this weekend down in Gainesville, Florida. It's the Tire Kingdom NHRA Gator Nationals, and the name Bernstein is going to be first and foremost on a lot of people's minds this weekend, because it was 20 years ago this weekend that the famous 300-mile-an-hour barrier was broken by Kenny Bernstein, and Kenny will be honored this weekend. But his son, Brandon Bernstein, is joining us right now, who's made a name of himself over the last many years in NHRA Top Fuel drag racing, is joining us right now. Brandon, thanks for joining us. Appreciate that.
Hey, thanks for having me. Definitely.
What does that mean? I assume you were there when your dad broke that 300-mile-an-hour barrier?
Yeah, tell you the truth, I was 19 at the time, and I was at college. I remember it just like it was yesterday, though, because he called me right after they did it and just said, "B, we did it." And I knew exactly what he meant, because they had worked so hard over the winter to try and be the ones to break that barrier. And the whole team just worked really, really hard trying to do everything they could to make sure that they could break that 300-mile-an-hour barrier.
That will stand forever. And it seems like it's gotten bigger as the years go on, because if you just look at the growth of NHRA drag racing after that 300-mile-an-hour barrier was broken, I mean, I remember covering the sport back then, and you could just sense the growth of the sport ramped up big time after your dad broke that 300-mile-an-hour barrier.
Oh, definitely. That was the main barrier that everybody was shooting for. And, when it was broken, then, like you said, the sport just really took off. And, nowadays we're going, 320 plus, 330 when we were running a quarter mile. So, the speed about these cars is what brings the fans out here.
Now, if I remember right, they were a little bit surprised that it happened that particular weekend, where just the weather conditions were just conducive. Yeah,
the weather conditions were great, and it was kind of a surprise. I mean, they were, weren't really sure that it would happen that soon in the season and everything. So they were kind of shocked that it happened then.
Now, talk about the change, and you'd be well qualified to talk about this, the changes in these Top Fuel dragsters since that day. They've gotten so fast now. Of course, they don't run the full quarter mile right now, but 300-mile-an-hour runs are pretty normal. So back then, it was pretty huge when somebody did break the 300-mile-an-hour barrier. But talk about the changes in these Top Fuel dragsters in the last 20 years.
Well, to tell you the truth, I mean, there's been many, many changes in them. But, nowadays, I mean, these cars are making out 8,000 horsepower, and, we're running 324, 325 at 1,000 feet right now. So, these cars, they just keep faster, and
hello?
We're all over the envelope.
Brandon, turn your head just a little bit. We'll try to.
We got it now.
There we go. Now we got a connection right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We're at the racetrack here, and it kind of goes in and out.
Well, the quarter mile. How do you feel about not running the full quarter mile right now? That of course that was in the aftermath of Scott Coletta's untimely death in a funny car here several years ago at Englishtown. Your thoughts about just running 1,000 feet instead of a quarter mile?
Well, to tell you the truth, it's much safer. I mean, there's a lot of racetracks that we come to that are just way too short. And, when you have a problem in these race cars, you want to get these things stopped. And it's just better. I think it's better for the fans. The racing is a lot tighter. I mean, we've had just 1,000 feet runs now that are just so tight. I mean, it's really, really tightened up this field. So, you get like used to in the quarter mile, guys would maybe come around you that extra 320 feet at the finish line, guys smoking the tires and everything. Now it's all out. I mean, it's from, start to 1,000 feet. I mean, we're just like pro stock is sometimes. I mean, guys are losing by, inches instead of, lots of feet.
So the competition has gotten a lot closer, even though you're not going the full quarter mile.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, way more closer.
The numbers were so recognizable back then whenever somebody went in the 4-second range back in those days, over 20 years ago. That was a big deal. The first ever 4-second run, I remember that. And a lot of those kinds of milestones were there under the quarter mile. Are fans getting used to the numbers, the elapsed times, and the speeds now that that the drivers shoot for? Those getting in the 4-second range was so recognizable back then. But do you think fans are getting used to the numbers that you're now running?
I think they are. I think, in the beginning it was a major shock to them because, 3.7, 3.8 was like, whoa, what's up with that, But I think now that we've been doing 1,000 foot for a number of years now, I think the fans are coming around to it, and they realize, what a great run is in 1,000 feet, and I think they enjoy it. I know I enjoy the racing.
Let's talk about your racing. Of course, you were very successful driving for your dad for many, many years and decided to retire, and now you've gone over and are now racing with Morgan Lucas in the Lucas Oil car, the second car there. How's that transition going for you?
It's going great. Morgan and the whole team have just been terrific, and it's been a different feeling for me, obviously, without having my dad's team out here and my dad involved on the day-to-day basis. But Morgan Lucas Racing has just been great. We've really enjoyed it so far, and it's going to be a fun year.
You qualified 6th here in qualifying yesterday. Talk about your car this week. What are your chances of winning the Gator Nationals?
Yeah, we're in a good position. The car ran great yesterday, and I think today we can step on it a little bit more and see if we can't move up a little bit in the field. But our MAV TV Lucas Oil car is ready this weekend. We're really we're excited. We think that Gainesville could be our breakout race to get a win.
Talk about your crew chiefs, guys working on the race car.
Yeah, Joe and John, they're doing a great job. I mean, these guys are veterans out here. They've been out here in the sport a long time, and now they've got their shot at tuning this race car, and they're just doing a terrific job.
Your dad, I assume he's already in Gainesville. What's the plan this weekend to celebrate this 20-year milestone?
Yeah, he is. He's here, and he just showed up at the track here, and he's out walking around right now. And they've got a lot of stuff planned this weekend, or actually today only. And they got the 300-mile-an-hour car here actually on the grounds, and I think he's going to be getting in it and doing a little tow down the quarter mile and doing an autograph session and all kinds of stuff going on today for the anniversary.
Is that car in some kind of a museum on normal occasions where people can see it?
Yeah, it is. It's out in the Drag Racing Museum out in Pomona. So.
Yeah. Now, lay out what your dad is doing nowadays to keep himself busy. Surely not the kind of guy to just up and retire.
He's playing a lot of golf, and he's gotten into fly fishing, and he's doing a little bit of skeet shooting nowadays too. So he's getting some different hobbies out there to try and keep him busy.
Does he come to the racetrack that often anymore, or is it hard for him to come watch?
At all. He's one of those people that once he's done, he's done. He Pomona was a few weeks back, and he lives in Southern California, and he didn't even come out there. So you won't see him at a drag race again. Tell you the truth. I mean, this is a rare occurrence that he's going to be here today, and that'll be the last time you probably see him at a drag race. That was
because it's so difficult being there and not being involved, or
well, yeah. I mean, you got to think. I mean, he's done it for so many years, and he's had his own team for so many years. And then when he comes out here, it's like, where does he go? What does he do? It's just, he's just that kind of a person that just, that's it. I mean, he's done, and that's it.
All right, back to your own season coming up. Talk about this current campaign, and you and Morgan have started off pretty well. Morgan had fast race car early at Pomona, and you're getting your feet wet here. Talk about the run for a championship this year.
Yeah, we're ready. I mean, this is we feel like this is our season to go out there and win a championship. With Morgan's car and my car, I think both of us together and everything. I'm excited. I think we can go out and at least one of us win this championship.
Brandon, thanks a lot. Good luck to you this weekend. We'll be watching on ESPN2. How you do?
Okay, thanks, man.
All right, there you go. Brandon Bernstein joining us here, and he's won twice at Heartland Park, Topeka. two-time winner over there. Of course, we'll see him coming up in May. When we come back, we're going to get back in talking more about NASCAR and some of the issues involved there. Las Vegas this weekend, big first mile-and-a-half racetrack, and who's going to win there. Plus, we're going to open up the telephone lines, 913-3810-810. Give us a call here this morning as you're listening to Track Talk with the Racing Boys on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Track Talk.